Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off this lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Double honors to my teachers, our teachers, the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Peace, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying. And through the Spirit, we're just going to go into 2 Samuel 22 and go through the whole chapter. Add my 2 cents to it. My breakdown, but we're mostly going to stay in that chapter and go through the Spirit. Lord willing, this will be edifying. So it says here in 2 Samuel, and again, Shabbat Shalom. All right. 2 Samuel 22 and 1. And David spake unto the Lord the word of this song in the day that the Lord had delivered him out of the hand of all his enemies and out of the hand of Saul. Okay, so again, this is another proof that the Lord delivers his those that serve him, those that fear him. Okay, and again, you see the mindset of David. When he was delivered, he didn't praise himself. He didn't omit to give reverence and praise unto the Lord, because he knows that salvation is in his hand, the hand of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai. Just as when we, even in the good or even in the bad, we glorify Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai, and the fact that he has given us his name, this truth, and that he sent his only begotten son to save us from ourselves. You see, and it says here, and he said, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai is my rock. So in this situation, try to put yourself in David's shoes, okay, understanding the mindset that he's going through, that understand the words that he's speaking, okay, glorifying the Most High and acknowledging his power, his might, and that he worketh miracles for those that believe in him. So again, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, the power of my rock. In him will I trust, and not in yourself. Okay, he is my shield and the throne of my salvation, my high tower and my refuge, my savior. Thou savest me from violence. Again, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai is our everything, our source of power. Salakia. So it says here, the power of my rock, in him will I trust. So again, we trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai. He is our only hope. Okay, we don't have power in our own hands. Okay, we can only go as far. Okay, and again, our life is in the hands of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai. It's him that decides if we live or if we die. Okay, so our deliverance is not in our own power. We can't deliver ourselves. We have to wait upon Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai, and in due time, in his time, he will work miracles for us. Okay, in your faith, in your patience, hold your soul. Roughly paraphrasing, something like that. In your patience, keep your soul, or something like that. So again, he is my shield and the horn of my salvation, my high tower and my refuge, my savior. Thou savest me from violence. I will call on the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai. For you to call on the Lord, you have to have his name, who is worthy to be praised. Okay, because again, he is the only living power. These other gods, they're nothing but the gods of the nations. The gods of the heathen are nothing but idols. Okay, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, the God of Israel, he is the only true living power. Okay, the Almighty, the highest. Okay, it says here, so shall I be saved from mine enemies. So again, by calling upon the Lord in distress, you will be saved. Okay, the Lord will deliver you in distress when you call upon him. And matter of fact, he wants you to call upon him. He wants you to acknowledge his power. Okay, it says here, when the waves of death compass me, the floods of the ungodly man made me afraid. So again, we are in the flesh. It might happen that in the time of Jacob's trouble, you might face moments where you would have to fight off that flesh, that feeling of fear, because again, the Lord did not give us the spirit of fear, but of power and faith. Okay, it says here, the sorrow of hell compassed me about, the snares of death prevented me. So again, David in that time, before the deliverance, he was catching hell. He was being pursued by Saul and his men. Okay, and again, while he was innocent. Okay, he was being pursued for his life. Okay, and he was catching hell, man. He was surrounded by enemies round about, man. Okay, but again, he never lost his faith in the Most High, that he is able to deliver him. Okay, even as the Lord is able to deliver us in the times that we're coming into. Okay, and it says, I in my distress, okay, when I was catching hell, I called upon the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I cried to my power, and he did hear my voice out of his temple, and my cry did enter into his ears. And again, the Lord is not a power that he'll turn a blind eye to our supplications. Okay, but again, you have to understand that one day for the Lord is as 1,000 years. Okay, so he might not answer your prayers when you the same on your timing. Let's say that the Lord might not answer your prayers on your timing, but on his time. Okay, we are on the Lord's timing. Okay, so again, cry upon the Lord day and night. Okay, the Lord will set a mark upon those that cry and sigh for the abominations that are done upon Jerusalem. Okay, and again it says that the elect, the faithful elect, they cry day in and day out. Okay, they cry for the downfall of this kingdom, and they cry for salvation, to be delivered out of the hands of their oppressors. Okay, and the Lord hears those prayers. The Lord hears those cries, those groaning, even when you don't even utter words. The Lord hears your spirit. Okay, and even as it says, the righteous blood crieth unto me until this day, in 2nd Ezra 15. Okay, even those that are put to death, even those that die on this side, when they're in the heavens, they complain unto the Lord. So even in the spiritual realm, there are angels. There are angels that are crying unto the Lord to bring judgment, to bring salvation upon Israel. Okay, starting with Yahweh Shai. Okay, Yahweh Shai is at the right hand of the Most High, begging him to come deliver us. Okay, Yahweh Shai wants to deliver us, even more than we want to deliver. Yahweh Shai wants to bring delivery, more than we want to be, saved. Okay, you see, Yahweh Shai wants to save us more than we want to be saved. Let's put it in that perspective. Let's say it like that. Okay, as much as we want to be saved, Yahweh Shai wants to save us more. Okay, so it says here, verse 8, then the earth shook and trembled, the foundations of heaven moved and shook, because he was wroth. Okay, the Lord doesn't want to, the Lord doesn't take pleasure in the death of his saints. Okay, see, the death of the saints are precious in the eyes of the Lord. Okay, there went up smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. He bowed the heavens also, and came down, and darkness was under his feet. And he rode upon a cherub, and did fly, and he was Salakia. And he rode on the cherub, and he did fly, and he was seen upon the wings of the wind. Okay, so that's speaking of the chariots. Okay, so with the celestial vehicles. Okay, and he made darkness pavilion around about him, dark waters and thick clouds of the sky. through the brightness be Through the brightness before him were coals of fire kindled. The Lord thundered from heaven, and the Most High uttered his voice, and he sent out arrows and scattered them, lightning and discomfited them. Okay, so again, that's the Lord working on the behalf of his elect, on the behalf of those that fear him. Okay, the Lord can make a way out of no way. Okay, so trusting in the Lord is the best solution, is always the answer. Okay, and the channels of the seas appeared, and the foundation of the world were discovered at the rebuking of the Lord, and at the blast of the breath of his nostrils. He sent from above, he took me, he drew me out of many waters, so out of danger. Okay, the Lord delivered David out of many dangers. Okay, and as it says, look at the generations of old. Whom did the Lord despise? Who called upon him? Whom did the Lord did not deliver? Okay, you see that served them. Okay, you see, and it says here, he delivered me from my strong enemy. Okay, and from them that hated me, for they were too strong for me. And again, Esau Edom and the nations are too powerful for us to deliver ourselves. It says, no man shall buy you. Okay, Yahweh Shai has to come in a spiritual form to come and deliver us, out of the hands of our oppressors. We can't do it by ourselves. We have no power in our hands. Our enemies are too strong for us, because the Lord wanted it to be that way, because he wanted to have the glory of delivering us. Okay, just as when pertaining to Gideon, okay, he said, your numbers are too high. I have to diminish your army, lest you say by your own power you delivered yourself. You won against your enemies. Okay, I have to lower your numbers, so that I have to lower your strength, so that you can acknowledge that I'm the one that's helping you. I'm the one that's delivering you. I'm the one that's giving you victory. Okay, so there's a reason why it says we glory in our infirmities. We glory in the fact that we're weak, because again, through our weakness, in our weakness, we are strong, because of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yashai. In our weakness, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yashai can show his might. Okay, and we glorify in his might, not in our own power. Okay, so it says here, verse 18, he delivered me from my strong enemy, and from them that hated me, for they were too strong for me. They prevented me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my stay. The Lord kept us focused. The Lord kept us secured. Okay, the Lord secured us in those days. Even if we catch hell, okay, even if the outward man perisheth daily, the inward man is renewed day by day. Through the Spirit, we're able to keep going. We have hope. Okay, something that the world doesn't have. If something happens unto individuals in the world, that they would crumble. Okay, if they were catching hell at the level that we're catching hell, they wouldn't be able to stand. Okay, they will look to get back to the spirit realm as fast as possible, while we keep enduring, because that's a part of the walk. We understand that we have to face those tribulations to obtain the kingdom of heaven, and we understand that the kingdom of heaven is on its way. Okay, so we do not fret. Okay, we keep the faith. We keep the faith in the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, in this doctrine. Okay, it says here, verse 20, he brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me, because he delighted in me. And why does he delight in David? Because David was an obedient man. David had faith in the Lord. Okay, David was doing the work. Okay, it's not for nothing that the Lord was delighted in David. It's not for nothing that the Lord was well pleased with Yahweh Shai. Okay, because he was obedient unto the Lord. Okay, the Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness. Here you go. It says it all. Okay, it said it better than I could explain it. The Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness. Okay, he that soweth in the flesh shall reap of the flesh death and corruption. He that soweth in the spirit shall reap in the spirit life everlasting. Okay, if you do the things that are pleasing unto the Lord, you can expect benefits, man. Okay, do your work be time, and I will reward you in my time. Okay, you see. So again, according to the cleanness of my hands had he recompensed me. For I have kept the ways of the Lord, and have not wickedly departed from the Most High. You see, David endured and grew in the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Rashai, just as we in this time, being hopeful elects. Okay, we are to do the same, to endure in the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Rashai, and keep walking, and never depart from the ways of the Lord. For all his judgments were before me, and as his statutes I did not depart from them. I was also upright before him, and have kept myself from mine iniquities. So again, resisting the devil, okay, and mortifying your members, walking in the fear of the Lord. Therefore, the Lord had recompensed me. So again, you obey, you do the work, you'll be recompensed. The Lord is not unrighteous to forget your deeds of righteousness that you do for his name's sake and for the elect's sakes. Okay, and it says here, the Lord had recompensed me according to my righteousness, according to my cleanness in his eyesight. With the merciful thou shalt shew thyself merciful, and with the upright man thou wilt shew thyself upright. With the pure wilt thou shew thyself pure, and with the forward thou wilt shew thyself unsavory. Okay, for the unbeliever, just as it says, the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Okay, you see. But if you keep the faith, and if you endure, the Lord will deliver you. The same shall be delivered. If he that endured unto the end, the same shall be delivered. Okay, but if you don't believe, if you turn back, if you go back into the world, if you forsake Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, you will be accounted as one of the unbelievers, and you will die in your unbelief. Okay, and the afflicted people thou will save, but thine eyes are upon the haughty, the proud. Okay, the Lord hated the proud; he resisted the proud. Okay, that mayest bring them down, that thou mayest bring them down. Okay, okay, there's a judgment for those that refuse to obey. Okay, pride is when one departed from the Most High. So again, your haughtiness leadeth away from the Most High. Okay, you see, so anyone that is proud and refuse to submit themselves to the ways of the Lord will be brought down, will be abased. Okay, for thou art my lamp, O Yahweh Bashem El Shai, the Lord, the power, will lighten my darkness. So again, the lamp, to this light, to this knowledge, you'll be able to maneuver in this wicked world. Okay, for by thee I have run through a troop, by my power I have leaped over a wall. So the Lord dealing with David on such a high level that he gave him spiritual powers. He gave him supernatural strength, supernatural endurance. Okay, he gave him a sort of like an angelic power. Okay, so that he can do these miraculous works of jumping over walls, defeating thousands of people in one fight. Okay, running through a troop. Okay, because again the Lord was dealing with them, and again the Lord will give spiritual powers unto his men in the days to come. Okay, greater works than Yahweh Shai will we do, because we believe in his name. Okay, because he's returning to the Father, and again because the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai must be exalted. Okay, it's not, he won't give those spiritual powers unto demons, unto people that don't believe in him, people that will glorify themselves in those powers, and that would misuse it. Okay, because again, these things are done for the glorification of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, not for our own vanity. Okay, it says here, as for the Most High, his way is perfect, and the word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all them that trust in him. Okay, he is a buckler unto all them that trust in him. The Most High is my strength and my power, and he maketh my way perfect. Okay, our power comes from the Lord. Okay, our glory comes from the Lord in the fact that we serve him. Okay, glorify not thyself in the fact that you're strong, in the fact that you're rich, in the fact that you're wise. Glorify yourself in the fact that you know the Lord. Okay, he making my feet like hinds feet. He setting me upon a high place. He teacheth my hands to war, so that my bow of steel is so that a bow of steel is broken by mine hands. Is again spiritual powers. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy gentleness had made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, so that my feet did not slip. I have pursued mine enemies and destroyed them. I turned not again until I had consumed them. Okay, and I have consumed them and wounded them, that they could not arise. Yeah, they are fallen under my feet. For thou hast girded me with strength to battle. So again, all that power, all the actions that David had done, he attributed it to the Most High. He acknowledged that the Lord was dealing with him, and that is the reason why he's able to do these things. He didn't say, "Oh, because of my own power." He didn't pull a Nebuchadnezzar, "Because of my own strength, I have established this kingdom." No, he said, "The Lord is the one that allowed me to do all these things." Okay, acknowledging that it's the Lord that is in control and not ourselves. Okay. And that's the mindset that we are to have. Okay. So again, for thou hast girded me with strength to battle, them that rose up against me hast thou subdued under my feet. So even if David was the one putting people to flight, putting people to death, he said that the Lord was the one that subdued the enemies under him. Because again, victory comes from the Lord. Okay. Thou hast also given me the neck of my enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They looked, but there was none to save, even unto the Lord, but he answered them not. So even they turned to the Lord for salvation, but no, the Lord is dealing with his men. The same way that when the Lord proved that he was dealing with Moses, okay, pertaining to those wicked Levites that wanted to take Moses' position. No, the Lord said, "I'm dealing with Moses." Okay, and those wicked Levites ended up, I believe it's Dothan and Abiram, if I if I'm correct, they ended up being swallowed, man. Okay, the Lord proved that He was dealing with David, with Moses. Okay, and He judged those that were unfaithful, that were rebellious. Okay, then I did beat them as small as the dust of the earth. I did stamp on them. I did stamp them as the mire of the street, and did spread them abroad. Thou also hast delivered me from the stringing of my people. Thou hast kept me to be the head of the heathen, and the people which I knew not shall serve me. And that's what's awaiting us in the kingdom. These heathens will be our servants. These heathens will be subject unto the house of Israel, starting with the elect, starting with Yahushai. Okay, even the elect will be delivered out of the hands of the wicked of our people, man. Those that side with Esau Edom, those that refuse to hearken unto the Lord. Okay, the Lord will deliver us, the elect, out of the hands of wicked Israelites as well. Okay, strangers shall submit themselves unto me. As soon as they hear, they shall be obedient unto me. And that's what's awaiting us in the kingdom. That's a part of our blessings, to have the nations as part of our inheritance. They will belong to us. Okay, you see, it says here, strangers shall fade away, and they shall be afraid out of the close places. The Lord liveth. Okay, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshai liveth, and blessed be my rock, and exalted be the power of my rock. So like, and exalted be the power of my rock, of my salvation. It is the Most High that avengeth. That it is the Most High that avengeth me, and that bringeth down the people under me, and that bringeth me forth from mine enemies. Thou hast lifted me up on high above them that rose up against me. Thou hast delivered me from the violent man. Therefore will I give thanks unto thee, O Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, among the heathen, and I will sing praises unto thy name. He is the tower of salvation for his king, and he showed mercy to his anointed, unto David, and to his seed forevermore. So again, Tawada Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, for all the blessings, for all the mercy that you do, that you give unto us, and we pray that we keep walking in your light, in your understanding, until Yahweh's return. Okay, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'd like to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai Ba'ashem Kodash. Until next lesson, Shabbat Shalom. Shalom.